Holy cannoli, it's Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for the All Left in Wrestling show. I know what's on the show. EVP Joe knows what's on the show. But James, tell the audience what's on the show.
We're doing news because, let's face it, there is a buttload of stuff that is happening right now in wrestling. Oh, what better way to do this? A news episode. So,
EVP Joe, just say the thing.
Hit that music.
I can't.
Oh no!
He's trying to hit the music.
What if I say pretty please?
There we go. Let's try.
Do, 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 do. Da, 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 da.
This is ridiculous.
We never
Can you
had
guys
this
hear
problem.
me?
We can hear you,
Yeah, we can hear you.
but the screen's
Okay.
a little.
I don't know what's going on. Screw this. Let's just start. I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you.
It's the bugs of for you watching at home. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yay!
Not seeing anything though.
Yeah, I'm not even. This is.
Sometimes the car has a little trouble starting in the morning. Do you ever
Yeah.
get that on a cold?
Anyway, how you doing this morning, Canada Dry?
I'm doing great. We'll introduce ourselves. I am your Canadian hero. I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I'm that gingered up, bless son of a bitch. I'm Canada F and Dry, and we got a lot of news to cover today. Before we do, introduce yourself, UP Joe.
You know, it's me. It's me. It's the EVP. Here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, morning for Canada Dry. Ready to put out my 2 cents on some wrestling stories. Maybe controversial, but maybe
Is
not.
that all you got? 2 cents? We got like an hour to kill, like here.
I mean, 2 cents for each story. We're good. I got plenty
Okay.
of two stacks
Okay.
of 2 cents.
Can we up it to a nickel?
For you, I can Canada Dry.
All right, thanks. Like the American exchange rate.
Yeah, it's a little off at the moment.
Yeah. So, what have you been doing this last week?
Well, obviously last Sunday I was in Texas, flying
Yeah.
home from All In. I went to my county fair last night. Had some fun. Did some games, rode some rides, had some food, you know.
Did you win any prizes?
No, because they're rigged.
People still do it though.
Yeah, like people are bullheaded to think they can win. I mean, some people win, but the vast majority lose, obviously.
In the wrestling business, you know what you call that?
A sucker.
Carny bullshit.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Because interesting enough, wrestling was kind of born in this sort of
Yeah.
atmosphere.
Yep, carnival fairs. Usually there were the sideshows, and it just took off.
And a lot of times it would have, if you'd have a shoot wrestler, and you would invite someone up. If they could beat this guy, you would win some money.
I imagine not many did.
Yeah, because James, you're back. Oh, he's not talking yet. James, can you hear us? But I imagine. Oh, the look on Jeff. You just like this.
Exasperation.
I know all about that before I got this laptop.
Yeah.
I
I
was
guess we talked about this many times. I remember me and you doing or attempting to do like what was it, a collision after dark by
yeah,
ourselves. Yeah, it was not good.
and because my computer was horrible. I wonder if DFV just needs a good cleaning of his laptop.
I'm getting to that too, to where this laptop's going to need a cleaning soon. I was on
I
a
don't
I was on a
I don't
different
do
browser
anything
getting ready
on
for.
this laptop except um, for this podcast.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Um, every I do a lot of the other stuff on the phone. So
Yeah. I would say let's talk the news, but I don't have the list of the news items.
yeah, Slammiversary is tonight.
Yes. And apparently AJ Styles is showing up. What do you think he's going to do?
I think this is good for AJ Styles. I think this is good for TNA. Um, but it's one of those things where it's almost like WWE's putting him out to pasture by doing this. Same with Natalia Neihart.
And I guess you could throw Omos into that category as well. With the story
Yeah, they say that Omos is they're trying to create an attraction for him, but I don't believe that.
I think that part of the wrestling is gone. I just don't know. I don't really know if you can have someone who's a special attraction be a sell in wrestling. With as much exposure and availability as there is, I don't think it works.
I think you can, but you got to build this guy up. You can't just send him to the Indies.
Yeah. Look, the last person that was a legitimate special attraction draw was The Undertaker. Wrestled once a year at Mania. That was it.
Yeah, and it was a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, like, you can't have Omos going to Noah and then, like, oh, let's send him to AAA and say, well, he's now a special attraction. So
No, you have to make him unbeatable on WWE TV.
mm-hmm.
And if you do want to make him a special attraction, every time he goes there, he has to win. He can't lose.
Yeah. Basically, he has to be the monster that Braun Strowman should have been.
Um, I so I wonder what they're going to do with AJ Styles.
I was going to ask you, you think he's got to have a match, right? You can't just bring AJ Styles back to TNA just for him to talk to the crowd.
Build up a match. That he's
I mean,
gonna
even have an impromptu match, just with one of the current big faces of TNA. Just have him have a match.
But my problem with this is, why wouldn't you announce he's going to have a match?
I mean, yeah, but I think wrestling fans are smart enough to know, especially the diehard TNA fans, would buy it just hearing that AJ Styles is going to show up.
Yeah. You know what the bullshit thing about this is? I can't even interact with the crowd who are watching. I didn't even know who was watching.
Oh, man. Let's see. Well, all we have is Matt saying, hey, so what's up, Matt? How you doing? Sorry for technical issues today.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just kind of talk about stuff that as it pops in our heads until JFB sorts it out.
Let me get on Facebook and see if we can see if we can...
Let's talk about Marcus Bagwell.
Yes, that's a big story, yeah. It's a shame that he had to have his leg amputated. Like,
this is the interesting thing to me is that he chose this.
Yeah. Like, I guess that is the one silver lining is he knew it was coming, so he could physically and mentally prepare. He knew he made the decision as opposed to it being made for him and him not having a say in anything.
Okay, so I mentioned this in chat. I don't know how many people read it or whatever, but um, I kind of blocked it out of my mind because I guess you need to do what you need to do to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a point they said we need to act when I had my ankle facing the other way.
Ooh.
They said we need to act quick if we're gonna save this.
Yeah.
So there's another timeline where they don't save my ankle,
That's crazy.
right?
I couldn't imagine not like
Like I kind of take it for granted, but then when it really hits home,
it's like it's very hard to
I have a
fathom.
prosthetic. I have a prosthetic ankle in some other timeline. But
But yeah, thoughts and
Marcus,
prayers out to Marcus. Hope that he's doing well. And I mean,
now this all stemmed from 2018 when he got in a car crash while under the influence
yeah,
of drugs and alcohol.
that's crazy that it's been 7 years, and with the way our medical knowledge is that we couldn't fix it before then, it resulted in an amputation. But with that said, like prosthetics are like the best they've ever been. So it's hopefully he can just have a good prosthetic and it'll just be like nothing.
There's a point where like they can have like nanos come in and control it. You can.
Yeah,
They're almost there.
that's crazy.
You put on a nano suit or nano pants. I don't know.
Be the next Iron Man. type just nano suit overtakes you.
Here's something: is that he wants to wrestle in a prosthetic.
I mean, why not? We saw it recently in AEW with Zach Gowen.
Kind of related. We had the Texas Tornado. He wrestled with a prosthetic leg, and no one knew until like years later, like the fans wise.
I didn't know that he wrestled with a prosthetic leg. That's crazy.
Yeah, the only reason I knew was because of the movie The Iron Claw.
Oh, okay. I have that on my list of things to watch on
Oh, you haven't watched it?
HBO Max. I have to watch it at some point.
Yeah. So he was in a motorcycle, like he was all drunk and went on his motorcycle and got in an accident, and he was already like ready to go in the WWE, and he still wanted to do it and learned how to do it with a prosthetic leg, and no one knew.
Yeah. I mean, while we're talking about injuries, we want to talk about Gabe Kidd.
Gabe Kidd got injured.
Yeah, he got injured in this first match of the G1 against Konosuke Takeshita, and unfortunately had to forfeit his match last night against Zack Sabre Jr. in the second match of the tournament. So
Yeah.
I haven't heard it looked like it's a knee injury. Have you heard anything more?
This is my first hearing of it, so
Oh, okay.
I don't really keep track too much of the G1s. There's so much wrestling going on, like, oh my goodness. Like
And
you
there's more access to wrestling than ever before.
yeah, like you talk about the Attitude Era. That has nothing on this era because
No.
there's so much more wrestling. James, can you hear us?
I can hear you. It's bullshit, but yeah, I can hear you. I don't live in a internet rich area of Nashville, so that's what I say to fucking Tennessee. Anyways,
I need
hey,
to lay some more.
how
I
y'all
need to lay
doing?
some fiber optic cables down for you guys.
Dude, seriously, it will never happen. It's not cost effective. There's a lot of problems with this state. That's one of them. If you don't live in downtown Nashville, you can go to hell. They don't give a rat's ass about you. Anyways,
So
I digress. Hey,
we'll
welcome.
just explain to you what we covered so far. So we talked about
Yeah,
AJ Styles going to TNA tonight for
yeah.
Slammiversary,
A little
and
too late, in my opinion. Should have happened a lot sooner.
we were, yeah. What do you think about this? Like, do you think that like this is just WWE like putting him out to pasture kind of thing? Like,
I don't think it is. I think ultimately what this is about is it's literally about getting him in the Hall of Fame. I because there was a news story about a week ago, maybe sooner, about the status of TNA's Hall of Fame. And I don't know the name of the guy who owns TNA now, but he mentioned that he wants to get it back up and working again and back up and running. So I think this is just a way to incorporate AJ Styles into the TNA Hall of Fame. I think this is all what it is. I don't think he's going to wrestle. I
They're
think
just
he
going to
just
do an
shows up and
impromptu induction into the Hall of Fame for him.
yeah, I think he's going to do a half shoot, half work promo. And I think this is the way you get him into the Hall of Fame, which is great. And it should be that way because that guy ran TNA.
Yeah,
I
he did.
mean, regardless of Hogan and Bischoff and every other ancient wrestler who's ever come in there and ran that company into the ground, he was the face of TNA for a long time. So what? I mean, it's due. It should have happened a couple of years ago, or at least a year when they had their affiliation between WWE and TNA. He should have automatically gone right into the Hall of Fame right at that point.
now, what do you think that? Do you think that WWE is attempting to eventually buy TNA?
I don't think they're going to buy TNA. If it was WWE in without TKO, then I would say possibly. There's a good chance they're probably going to buy them. But strategically and financially, it doesn't make sense. I guarantee you, they're red in their books. They're not black. They're in the red.
Oh, okay.
Uh, you know,
So
I,
Vince might consider buying them, but TKO not so much.
I don't think Ari Emanuel is going to go ahead and plop down millions of dollars for a promotion that essentially is running on its last legs. I mean, I've watched TNA. I watched it last week and I watched it this week. It's not good. I mean, it's not bad. It's not horrible, but there's no way that they're going to be able to compete with AEW and WWE at all. For wrestlers that are free agents, for airtime, any of that stuff. They're not prepared. They're not ready. They can't do it financially. I don't see Ari Emanuel forking over anything more than maybe a buck to buy TNA.
So this news kind of flew under the radar this week. Is that TKO um, has changed the severance policy? Is this on your list?
It's on my list.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So, um, wait, what were we going to talk about again? Sorry.
TKO changing the
Oh,
severance
yeah.
policy.
So, before the TKO merger, WWE had a severance package where they would pay you 1 month for every year that you worked for WWE. Since the merger, and we kind of knew this was going to eventually happen. It started with people with the same titles at the same company being let go, either from TKO or from WWE. That's inevitable. That always happens when a company merges. But your standard operating procedures eventually becomes what the parent company is, which is TKO. So now it's gone to 2 weeks of severance pay for every year that you worked. and a lot of people, both mostly in WWE, are not happy, and I don't blame them. You know, if you dedicate your life to a company and you go from 1 month of severance to 2 weeks, eh, I, I understand their anger because it's not just the wrestlers because they're not employees, they're independent contractors. We're talking about people that work at corporate. So your production department, your marketing department, your
Basically, everyone but the wrestlers.
there you go. Yeah.
Do you
So
know what's
which
interesting? You know what's
yeah,
interesting is when WCW was going against WWE, they were like the TKO company,
yeah,
WCW. Now WWE is essentially WCW with the big corporate behind them,
yeah.
and AEW is more like WWE, corporate wise.
Yeah. I mean, you know, here's the thing. This isn't like the 70s and the 80s and even the 90s. You're at a point now corporation wise where big corporations are going to start buying smaller corporations. Now, it's hard to believe when you look at WWE as being a smaller corporation, but the reality is that they are they were making a third, if at that, against what UFC and TKO were generating. It's not in the same ballpark. WWE is a very small fish, and when you're looking at a gigantic corporate brand like Endeavor, because Endeavor is not just TKO and UFC. They are a agency company, a production company, an entertainment. I mean, they have their hands in everything.
I mean,
Yeah, so
they own
TKO was
they
just a
own
small part
professional
of
bull
Endeavor then.
riding.
Yeah, you know, and to think like AEW is partly owned by Warner Brothers. Anybody tells you different is an idiot.
That's an interesting take because I don't know about that.
Warner Brothers, Warner Brother. I've worked for Warner's before, so I kind of have, you know. And again, I was never in a corporate situation or anything like that. But Warner Brothers doesn't invest in anything unless they can make a buck on it. Period. They will never draw you a check for a buck if they can't make two back. And I guarantee you, Warner Brothers has a small percentage of AEW because when you look at what their ratings are, what their gates are, what their gate, you know, number one, WB doesn't have any access to pay-per-view money because they're not showcasing the pay-per-views. Amazon is at this point. So when you look at it, they're putting their stuff on their networks, whether it's streaming through HBO Max, TNT, TBS, whatever the case is. They have an investment. It's the same as when WWE was investing in other smaller promotions. You know, like they invested in Smoky Mountain. They were highly invested in ECW. I mean, Paul Heyman has said so, and has been backed by Vince that they were giving them millions of dollars to keep them afloat because it was a feeder system for them, essentially. You know, so like the thinking of like CMLL is going to be bought out by AEW, it's not going to happen. Warner Brothers doesn't have a vested interest in Mexican wrestling right now. Like,
Here's the thing though, if Warner Brothers says to Tony Khan, you gotta stop this cross branding with CMLL.
yeah,
Tony Khan's yes sir, pretty much right.
yeah. I mean, ultimately, I mean, and that's the thing to remember is Tony Khan's not poor. This isn't a guy who's wearing the same suit every day or anything like that. This guy's a billionaire, and really not so much him as his dad and their holding company. is worth billions of dollars between their NFL team, their English Premier League
Can
team.
they afford to buy their own network?
I mean,
Probably, yeah.
they could. Would you? No, absolutely not. Network TV for the most part is dead.
It's not working
Unless
out.
it's unless you're buying into Warner itself.
It's not
Well,
working
yeah.
out for TNA being on Access. So
I mean, network TV in 3 to 5 years, network TV is not going to be the same. It's going to be completely different. And
Here's the question: Did you guys order the pay-per-view all in from Prime?
I did, yeah.
I did not because I was there in person.
So did you order it because of that $10 that they would give you for another
No,
show?
because I won't give my money to Google. The only other option I had was through YouTube, and I'm not giving YouTube or Google any of my money.
Oh, you can't get the payperview.com there.
Nope. I tried it. It doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know if there's like some secret hatch or a secret code or whatever the case is that you have to use. It took me 8 hours to figure out how to get it on pay-per-view, and even then it still didn't work half the time.
That's
So,
weird because, like, I've watched AEW pay-per-views on payperview.com before here in Maryland. So maybe it's, I don't know, different states do.
Maybe it's that wonky Nashville networks there.
It's either that
I'm telling
or some states do have the ability to block certain websites.
Yeah.
Usually it's for, like, your adult-friendly sites
Oh,
that get
yeah.
blocked.
Yeah.
But yeah.
State of Tennessee. Last in education, but by God, they were the first state to say you can't watch porn because it got to protect children. Let's go to another topic. I want to talk about Daniel Cormier. For those who don't know Daniel Cormier, he is a former UFC fighter. He is now a commentator. He's a talking head on their pay-per-views and their TV shows.
So this is something that the Pancake Man posted on
Yes.
AFW Community.
Daniel Cormier came out and said that Brock Lesnar is on a block list with TKO. He won't tell you what.
And that
what
boy
the
is
list-
boy, and he's like, boy, is Brock Lesnar in trouble.
Yeah. Here's the problem. Number one, Daniel Cormier is a talent. He has no affiliation or position as a manager or anything else in both UFC, WWE, and TKO. This guy is a paid per view guy. He's just a talking head. It's almost like CM Punk. He's not anything important. He's just a guy who sits behind a table and talks about Ultimate Fighter. That's it.
So the best that he could have is secondhand rumor information.
He doesn't know shit.
No, but
Because-
let's talk about this.
Well,
I mean,
here's the thing.
he may
W-
not know anything, but I wouldn't be surprised, given everything that's come out with this Vince McMahon lawsuit, that Brock Lesnar is on a ban list that you ain't coming back here.
You can still buy Brock Lesnar merchandise on WWEshop.com. That right there should tell you he's not on a list. If Brock Lesnar called Ari Emanuel today and said, I want to come back, he is back. This man is a draw. This man generates revenue.
If anything, I don't think he's on a ban list. I think he's on a dust off list.
I think he's
Let the
on
dust clear a bit.
I think he's in a Native American tribe called Let's See and Wait.
Yeah, like because I think like you just wanna see how everything comes out at the end before you bring it back. Because like if some more shit comes out about Brock Lesnar and his involvement in this Vince McMahon thing, and Janelle Grant, GKO doesn't want to muddy their brand.
Yeah. Oh no, they won't. And I'm in total agreement. But Daniel Cormier saying he knows what's going on is kind of like the guys or girls that you used to hang out with when they told you, I know somebody who is in the mafia. It's bullshit. You don't know
So
anybody.
you're saying he's like the Bubba the Love Sponge of UFC.
Thank you. Exactly. That's the perfect point. He is literally Bubba the Love Sponge of TKO. He doesn't know anything. For him to come out and say it is just him trying to be relevant in a world where he's not relevant anymore. He does not fight. He hasn't fought in like 10 years. Nobody cares about Daniel Cormier. They care more about his kid who fought yesterday than they do him. That's just a fact. Like, if you want to stay relevant, stick to your lane and just commentate. Don't pretend like you have insider knowledge that you don't have. I know people who work for Endeavor. I know people who are close to Ari Emanuel. This man plays his cards as close to the chest as possible. This guy doesn't slip. Period. Is one of the smartest businessmen you will ever meet. Obnoxiously paid, yes, but absolutely one of the smartest businessmen that you'll ever meet. Just listen to his interviews. This man knows what's going on. This man does not play dumb. So, Daniel Cormier, I mean, if you can still buy Brock Lesnar merchandise, he's not in trouble.
Well, they're pretty greedy over there. They want to make a buck off of
Oh,
anything.
no, don't get me wrong. It's about making money. I mean, WWE is not they're a for-profit company. Their job is to make money for people like me who are stockholders.
Like
And
they're
now
selling those CM Punk bracelets. Come on. A buck off anything.
He I get it. You want to stay relevant, you want to create some kind of discourse, but there's better ways to do it. Like, get a better angle other than going after Brock Lesnar. It's
I
not
want to
like
talk about really quickly
yeah.
the new OTC Roman Reigns Championship belt.
That thing is
Wait,
atrocious.
before we get to that hideous belt, can we talk about how stupid of a nickname OTC1 is? Because it's
Wait, it's called one?
It's
There's one now behind it?
They're doing OTC1, which implies he's the first OTC. But then again, original tribal chief implies you're the first tribal
They're-
chief.
what-
Like the
Why are they
nickname's
doing this?
It's all about marketing.
money. Just people will buy the merchandise.
Yeah. It's all about marketing. It truly is. I want to talk about Booker T on his podcast, talking about how there's too many Samoans in the WWE.
Can we very quickly talk about these championship belts, though?
Yeah, let's talk about the championship belt.
These superstar championship belts are like not just Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
Everyone.
yeah,
They're hideous.
they're atrocious.
Like who's ever doing this has no mind
I
for
don't know.
what a good belt looks like.
The original Roman Reigns belt after his 1600-day reign ended, that was a decent belt.
Yeah.
But this one with his face that's all digitized and he looks like he's seen a ghost is it's really bad.
Like it wouldn't be bad if it's just said OTC on it.
It would be better. It's still ugly. Like the design, the concept itself it looks
And
like it's
the shape of the belt itself is
This
gross.
belt looks like it's straight out of the 1960s WWF, okay?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Do you blame him? Do you blame WWE, or do you lay the blame on the people who are actually buying this belt?
That's what I said. Oh, I think Canada Dry put up a post, and I commented. I was like, the people who buy these belts should have their debits and credit cards taken away because you're doing nothing but enabling these horrible designs to keep being produced.
Yeah.
They look like something that was designed on Temu or Wish.
You know what's really funny is all these belts that come. I don't know. You know the Going in Raw podcast, right?
Yeah.
Steve on the podcast, he has this guy in Pakistan who makes all these belts that's knockoff. He buys them from them instead of paying full WWE markup price.
I got a Pakistani belt right here.
Dude,
It's
some of the
pretty-
Pakistani belts are really good looking.
Yeah. It's bad. It's bad all around. But the problem is you can't really lay blame on WWE. You gotta lay blame on the people who are buying this crap.
Yeah,
Like, it's their fault. If they're willing to buy it, they're going to make it.
absolutely.
It's
Like
horrible.
that's a good point because if people don't buy something, it ends up in the discount bin.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we won't do this anymore.
But
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's costing. We lost a bit of money making these.
Yeah. You couldn't give me $500 and that belt for me to have
mean,
that belt.
Did they really lose money? It's just a tax write-off for them. So,
Yeah.
but I want to go back to what you said, Jabe. When did Booker T say there's too many Samoans in WWE?
This week on his podcast, somebody posted a question and he answered it by saying there's too many Samoans in the WWE. Everybody that's Samoan. CM Punk or somebody else made the comment afterwards. There's a whole lot of white people in that group as well. But it's insane. Like, the only mainstream Samoan that's not wrestling in WWE besides Samoa Joe is Zilla Fatu. And Zilla Fatu is wrestling in TNA.
Aren't the Gates of Agony Samoan?
No, they're not.
No, they're not. Yeah.
One of them is from
Ghana.
Africa.
Yeah, he's from Ghana. And the other one is from America.
I think he's from the islands or something.
Yeah,
like that.
he's got some Samoan in him, but he's not 100% Samoan.
I will say it still strikes me funny that Samoa Joe is the only Samoan who isn't in that whole Anoa'i family tree.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened.
There's a small.
That was a
section
great
of
bit
Samoa.
that Paul Heyman touched on. He's like, you're like the bastard Samoan.
There is a small spot in Samoa that Samoa Joe is from. That's not related to the Anoa'i family.
So this is interesting to me. So, as a black man who, had a hard time, he had to wrestle. He had to have some racism against him and stuff like that. So down the line, to make that comment, to me, shows how much of an Uncle Tommy is now.
I mean, here's the thing. He's a corporate student. There's no going around it. This man lives, breathes, and bleeds WWE until WWE gets rid of him. And then you're going to hear the truth. There's no way Booker T is not going to shill on WWE unless he has no affiliation with them whatsoever.
So you're saying he's the next Goldberg, is what you're saying?
Oh, yeah. And he even talked about Goldberg and said he thought it was appropriate that they cut him off because he felt like that speech was for the fans in Georgia and not for the world. So he more than happy was like, yeah, I'm there. I don't even think they should have showed this speech at all because it was for the fans of Georgia and Atlanta, not for the fans of the WWE, because Goldberg hasn't been relevant in WWE for a few years.
Okay, here's something I want to talk about, guys. So I posted a short on Seth freaking Rollins and his injury being a work.
There we go. That was my next one.
So the my points were that the show seemed too seamless. There was no X. Like if that match was shorter, Goldberg probably could have finished his speech because they had room because the match was shortened.
All I'm going to say is that life is a work, not a shoot. So, like UFC had a big fight here in Nashville. They basically let it out who was going to win, and that guy won. There's no such thing as fairness in sports.
So the last part of my short, Braun Breaker, he goes through everyone in this gauntlet match to showcase him, and then he loses to CM Punk, who's the last guy.
Yeah.
it's obvious CM Punk is going to win the title at SummerSlam. Only for, oh no, shocking moment. Seth Rollins comes back, cashes in, just to keep that feud going.
Yeah.
See,
I think
I think it's either not a real injury, or I think Seth is injured, but it's nothing serious, and they planned this as a cover up.
yeah,
I think
it's
it's one of those.
Machiavellian is what it is. It's straight out Machiavellian. I think he's got a legit injury. I don't think it's bad as what they're saying. I think it's a chance to write him off TV for a couple weeks until SummerSlam, and either he plays a part in Punk winning the belt or losing the belt. I don't think he cashes in because I think they want to continue with, is Seth truly hurt or is Seth just playing? I think he plays a small part in the grand scheme of things, but I think he has a legitimate injury. It's probably just soreness. He probably just sprained a ligament in his knee. Like, I watched it. He came down pretty awkward on that knee, and but he didn't buckle like I thought he would. So it leads me to believe that he's got some sort of injury, but it's not as bad as WWE is saying. So
And apparently, like, one of the more reputable, like, reporters who report on wrestling was like, he was told a couple of days, he was like, there's going to be a Seth Rollins injury, so just watch out for it. And this is someone who, like, he doesn't say anything
yeah,
unless, like, he's like batting 100, like 1,000. Like, everything he tweets out has happened. So
yeah,
it's not like Raj Giri who just throws stuff to the wall to see what sticks.
yeah. Well, speaking of injury, we got two. Well, actually, we got three updates. So we have the first one is Buff Bagwell. So Buff Bagwell, who's been on our show before,
Yeah, we
had
talked a bit about this earlier.
yeah, he had his leg amputated. We wish him the best of luck. I can't imagine what he's going through now and what he's going to have to deal with when he eventually is mobile, because losing a leg is a pretty big thing. KO has undergone successful surgery. They're expecting him to be gone through WrestleMania season of next year. So the likelihood is, if we do see him back, provided he passes medical with WWE, we probably won't see him back until at least SummerSlam next year, at
Probably.
least minimal. Rob Van Dam had his heels repaired. He had two broken heels. He said that this is the reason why he is not wrestled. And he's expected to come back within the next 6 to 8 months, according to him on his podcast. So, all three
Well,
guys. Let's keep our
yeah.
fingers crossed for these guys, because
Speaking of RVD, did you see what he said about celebrities in wrestling?
I caught it.
It's basically like he just thinks they're a slap in the face and they really don't have a spot to be there.
Let's talk about it, because you have AEW's got their own, and Big Boom AJ, or whatever the hell his name is, the
Yep.
Costco guy. He's not in the same realm as Logan Paul, Jelly Roll, Travis Scott, like, Cardi B, who's apparently beefing with a bunch of people in WWE and AEW. Like, I understand. WWE is not for your hardcore wrestling fans. They're not. They are for your mid-tier to casual viewers. So when you have a huge show coming up, say like SummerSlam, and you need to sell more tickets because they are not sold out, they are far from it at this point. And to get people to invest in going on Peacock and subscribing to watch the pay-per-views, you have to get a draw. And Jelly Roll is a draw. Huge draw. I mean, this guy's got millions of people on social media, which is what WWE uses to drive who and who doesn't appear on their programming. You know, they're not going to take a Big Boom AJ who's got 500,000 plus followers. They're going to go with Jelly Roll who's got millions and millions, or Jake Paul.
That being said, JP, Big Boom AJ is not being used in the same way either. He's like they're kind of using him as a side chick
Yeah,
rather than
yeah. Like, he's got a following, and there are people, I'm sure, who follow him. But here's the problem with Big Boom AJ. Unless Big Boom AJ is involved with a program on AEW, he does not promote wrestling at all. He promotes.
But that's why you put him on the 0 hour, because that's
Right.
that's the only place for him.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of Big Boom AJ. I don't. I think him, the Rizzler, and whatever the hell his name of his other kid is, like, it doesn't move my needle. I'm not going to tune into AEW to watch the guy from Costco lay out, lay out wrestlers in a 0 hour pre-show match. But
let's also be honest about this.
yeah,
This tag team match at SummerSlam is gonna blow.
oh, it's going to
not
be
gonna be
horrible. I mean, apparently, Jelly Roll is training. He is training with Cody Rhodes and a couple of other guys to get ready for his match at SummerSlam. But, like, they were live on Jimmy Kimmel to continue the storyline, which was good. That's how you do it. It's no different than Hulk Hogan and Dennis Rodman being on Jay Leno. Now, you got to find a way to get casual fans to tune into your product. And it was perfect. Jelly Roll was the host, the guest host. Randy Orton, here comes Drew McIntyre. They go off stage fighting. And then Logan Paul comes in, slaps him in the face. Jelly Roll picks him up and puts him through a table, which, a bad table, by the way. That was horrible. Like, that was just ridiculous. Like, get a real table. I'm sure Logan Paul will be just fine.
EVP Joe, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, like I get why WWE does it, and then in the other hand, if wrestlers are angry, I absolutely get it. You have wrestlers who are out here on the grind 365 days a year, and it's a 2-night SummerSlam, and I can't get a spot because you have. Look, I love Jelly Roll, love his music, I love hearing him sing. Shouldn't be taking a spot on a major pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like, this is something you should do on a Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
Perfect. Not.
All right, so in honor of this, really quickly, and I'll start, who is your favorite celebrity to ever step in the wrestling ring? I'm going to go with one of my all-time favorites, Andy Kaufman. And the intergender champion of the world.
Yeah.
I love this guy.
Mine's going to be Mr. T. I mean, he was intricate in WrestleMania 1. I don't think WrestleMania 1 would have generated the heat it got if it wasn't for Mr. T teaming with Hulk Hogan. You know, you needed that draw. And back then, A-Team was the number one show on network TV. Of all the networks, it was number one.
I wonder, though, if they got that idea from Andy Kaufman's involvement in wrestling at the time.
I'm not sure, because you got to remember, too.
Because Andy Kaufman was rejected by Vince McMahon Sr.
It is true. And you got to remember, too, that he was wrestling in a Southern wrestling promotion that had, a small amount of viewership. Because when he wrestled for Jerry Lawler's his Memphis promotion, they didn't have a TV deal that went worldwide. They were localized to Tennessee.
Yeah, I know, but he was on the David Letterman show promoting this.
He was on David Letterman show.
Seniors, like, he's screwed up.
Yeah.
EV Joe, who's your favorite?
So, I guess we can classify this under a guilty pleasure, and it's David Arquette. Up until he won the world title. I think him winning the world title was a little bit much, but, like, I loved him in Ready to Rumble. Like, it's such to me, an underrated movie. I love it. And, like, and I think why I respect him the most is because he actually went out and put in the work, and he went around the indies to actually become a wrestler after this.
Yeah.
See, I think you don't pick him if he doesn't do the work after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you still
probably.
pick him?
I think so because I can't really think of any other like other celebrities that really entertained me. Like Andy Kaufman was a little bit before my time. So like,
It
and
was
Mr.
before my
T.
time too, but like watching Man on the Moon with Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I still it's Arquette. And his stuff was great. The comedy he brought to wrestling. So
Yeah.
Great documentary, by the way, with David Arquette.
Yeah,
What's the title of that? Do you remember
you
that?
can't kill David Arquette.
That's right.
Yeah. Because you
Good
get to see
documentary.
the infamous Nick Cage match where he cuts his throat and David Arquette almost dies. And you get to see Jungle Boy helping him, which I thought was kind of groovy. I want to talk about Jim Cornette. Everybody's favorite. Corny. Number one, he loved JJ Offerman's performance at AEW All In when she sang Swervin'. And then Jim Cornette came out and said that he thinks that Adam Cole should retire from actually wrestling and take a manager's position. He thinks that WWE knew about his injury, his proneness to injury, and that's the reason why they let him go, because they knew that his body couldn't take the workload that he was putting in. That's what Cornette says. What do you guys think?
I don't think WWE knew per se, but I think they Vince McMahon just didn't see him as a draw. That's the reason I think, because they were gonna make him a manager anyway. Budge.
Yeah. They were going to make him a manager. According to Jim Cornette, they wanted to make him a manager because he couldn't wrestle anymore. He wasn't.
I think he would make a great on-screen personality, whether it be a manager or GM or something like that.
I see him being backstage as a producer. Like, I would love to see him on commentary, but I think he would. I think he's got too much knowledge of the biz to sit there and not.
I think he could do both.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, cause he's got so much charisma. Like, having him on the mic.
Yeah. I don't see him wrestling anymore. To be honest with you, someone's got to talk sense into him and tell him he can't do this forever.
yeah, the last time he had a concussion, he was out for 14 months.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I would be sad, but completely understand if Adam Cole says, "I'm done wrestling."
Yeah.
Like you guys said.
And this is very similar to Bryan Danielson with the concussions.
yeah.
Yeah. And Danielson was out for what? 8 years? Like before he could wrestle again?
I don't think it was that long, but
I'm not sure how long it was.
It was
Yeah,
pretty.
but
It was a pretty lengthy.
I do
time.
hope that, like, I wouldn't
4
mind
years.
seeing, like, I wouldn't mind seeing, now that we've seen what's going on, Adam Cole steps aside as an active performer, and he takes over managing the Paragon, and maybe brings in what's his face? Who is he feuding with? Daniel Garcia. Maybe brings him into the Paragon, and they bring him along.
I can see it.
I would think it'd be cool if you could build like an Adam Cole sort of family to go against
The Don Callis family.
the Don Callis family. But
I don't know,
call
man.
Adam
Don
Cole
Callis
that.
wants the whole freaking roster to be in his family after last
He's like
night.
anyone. He's just hitting them everywhere. I love it.
Like he offered Dustin a spot last night, and then he
Yeah.
went after the whole the whole SCU group. He's like, "Yeah, you all come into the family."
His
Bucks.
family's huge.
Well, let's talk about the Bucks, because news came out that the Bucks were adamant about losing the Swerve and Ospreay. That they insisted that this is the way that the finish should go. A shout out to the Bucks. I mean, you can say what you want about them, their arrogance, their ability to rub people the wrong way, but they have made certain sacrifices for the sake of the company, whether it's their belts, whether it's their position on screen, whatever the case is. They have found ways to assure that storylines move on past them because they know where they stand with AEW. They are EVPs in legit real life. They are vice presidents of AEW.
But also, I think they're adamant not just for Swerve and Osprey, but for their characters. Well, they know where they want their characters to go.
Yes.
They want to be those fallen from grace sort of characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they took a great first step after Wednesday. So
Yeah.
I will say that. And honestly, like, for the story of the company, it just made sense for them to lose. You can't have Hangman Page as your new world champion and still have the Bucks in a position of power to screw with Hangman. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So let's talk about a guy who nobody cares what his opinion is. That's Rikishi. Rikishi's in the news not once, not twice, but thrice. Here we go. Rikishi calls out Goldberg on his podcast and calls him overhyped. He then says, I'm encouraging Naomi and Jimmy Uso to have children. And then comes out and says on the final part of his podcast, hey, if you want to go ahead and chant, we want Rikishi, I'll come back and be the new Wiseman for the Samoan dynasty.
So, no, and no. I mean,
Booker T's at odds with Rikishi here. He doesn't
Like-
want no more Samoans.
I will say, I don't care about the Goldberg part. I do find it absolutely, I guess, ironic, I guess, would be the word, that as soon as Naomi has had this resurgence in her career and she's at the top of her game, someone's like, oh no, go be a woman and go have kids. Like, really? Like,
Yeah.
you want to do that when she is in the renaissance of her
I don't
wrestling
think
career?
that has anything to do with it, Joe. I think he's just wants grandchildren.
That's
he's
fine.
just
You
being
can
a
wait a few
grandpa.
more years until she's done her thing.
He's got them. Jay's got 3 kids. He's got grandkids. Jay
Well,
Uso's got...
you know how grandpas are. They want more.
Shit.
Grandpas, grandpas
Especially he's a
always want
Samoan grandpa. There's probably never enough.
more. Yeah.
Well, speaking of kids, someone asked Roman Reigns on X, formerly known as Twitter, about having another child. He has come out and confirmed that, number one, he did not have a 5th child. He doesn't know where this came from, but said that in no way, shape, or form is he competing with Jacob Fatu, who has 7 kids. So there you go. He's
I
not
mean-
competing.
It's probably a
Jacob
good
Fatu.
thing.
Yeah.
You'd have to buy them all OTC belts.
Yeah. Well, that's where the money, that's where those belts are selling. The damn Samoans are buying them all.
All the cousins and nieces and nephews.
Oh, God. It's going to be nothing but a Samoan dynasty walking through an airport all holding Roman Reigns' new belt.
But do you think that eventually WWE is going to get tired of this Samoan thing?
No,
Or is
as
this,
long
or
as
is it secured as with Rock being on the board?
I think The Rock plays a part in it, but also as long as they're making money, they ain't gonna care.
Well, let's talk about The Rock, because apparently The Rock also had a say in whether or not Henry Cavill was going to remain Superman.
I don't buy that.
I do.
I heard he may have wanted to have that say.
Yeah.
I think that having seen the movie yesterday, I think that they definitely needed to move on from Henry Cavill
Yeah.
because that Superman is pretty dark.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and that's just something Superman isn't. Like, if you ask Jerry Seinfeld, his Superman is Saturday morning hope, right?
Yeah. I saw it again. I saw it again a couple of days ago. And the things that bothered me about the movie don't bother me as much. Um, we were talking about it in chat, and I talked to a friend who went and saw it a couple of days ago as well, and said he didn't like it. It seemed too convoluted and too packed and too much going on. And I said, if you look at it this way, it's essentially like you walked into you haven't read a Superman comic in years. You walk into a comic book store and you're like, you know what, I'm going to buy a Superman comic and see what's going on. That's what this movie is. It's an issue of Superman that you have not read yet, and you're like, wow, there's a lot of stuff going on in Superman. It's a slice of life. You kind of get interjected into this moment in Superman's life.
It's
There's
like,
no
it's like a small story in the Superman saga,
exactly.
like a graphic novel that you're reading, right?
Yeah, it was perfect. I thought the tone, everything, the music, everything just works. It's basically you're watching a Superman comic come to life.
The beauty of Crypto, though, let me talk about Crypto for a second. The beauty of Crypto is you introduce him in the Superman movie, but you find out it's not Superman's dog.
Yeah,
It's Supergirl's dog.
Yeah.
So now, Crypto is going to be in the Supergirl movie, which is going to be like, well, I'm going to Supergirl just for Crypto.
Yeah.
Thanks for.
And then you don't even need Crypto in the
Appreciate
next
it.
Superman movie.
Well, I think what's super interesting is James Gunn.
Super interesting, nice little.
Yeah. What's super interesting is James Gunn has come out and said that every DC movie will have a different look and feel to it. It's not going to be let's get rid of Superman and interject Batman. It's going to be the same movie. It's not. The Supergirl movie is going to be very different from Superman. The Clayface movie, which is the next movie that comes out after that, is going to be essentially a horror movie. And they're going to kind of work in that pattern where they are going to create different looks and different feels depending on the character, which I think is fantastic. Because I think that's the issue at hand right now with MCU is it all kind of feels the same. Remove one set of characters, insert the others, same look, same feel, same pattern and beat to the story. I like that James Gunn is
You
going
know who
out.
I really liked in this movie, even though she wasn't on screen for very long?
Who?
Hawk Girl.
Yeah.
I
like
like
her.
the one she's doing the hawk screeches as she's attacking,
Yeah.
and then she
Yeah.
just like, "You're not gonna drop me. You're not gonna kill me. You're a superhero. You're
Yeah.
Superman would never." She's like, "I'm not Superman." It just drops the guy.
There you go. So let's talk about MVP. MVP was on a podcast and said that he was the one that told Bobby Lashley not to re-sign with WWE after they released Shelton Benjamin, which I thought was, kind of interesting. What do your guys' take on it?
I mean, talk
Go
about
ahead,
taking
Joe.
a gamble on yourself.
Yeah,
Like you have the comfort and the familiarity of WWE, and you're just leave it all behind. That takes some guts to do.
yeah,
But
What to me-
obviously, with hindsight,
Okay.
it's worked out beautifully. Sorry, go ahead, Canada.
What to me is MVP saw the writing on the wall.
yeah,
If Benjamin's gone, it's not gonna be much longer that he's gone, and he knows that Bobby Lashley is the one draw. So getting this guy on your team and your buddy to say, "Hey, let's go to AEW after your contract ends,"
yeah.
that is smart.
It's a shrewd business move.
It is, because I think that Bobby Lashley would still be in WWE. I don't know how well they'd use him, but he would still be in WWE today if it wasn't for that.
I think, in all honesty, he probably would have gone to TNA. If it wasn't for MVP kind of pushing him towards Tony Khan, I think Bobby Lashley would have just hightailed it back to TNA because
I
he
think
had
WWE
a
would
deal.
have loved to have locked him up.
Yeah,
I don't know. They probably would have been okay with him going to TNA. Because with the
Yeah.
working relationship, you can let TNA pay a salary and you could still use his services.
There you go. Plus him and Moose. Woo! God, that would have been a great match.
Look, while we're on this topic, can we talk about another? There was MVP did another interview, right? And basically
Yeah.
said, we know our goal in AEW is to create new stars.
Yeah.
Just of what he said. And then I go to the comments, and everyone is like, well, you're not doing it. I was like, God, you don't just create stars overnight. Like, you can't bring in the Hurt Syndicate and immediately have them start jobbing to people. You have
Yeah.
them win, and then when someone beats them, boom, you've made stars.
It's
It's
impactful.
like it's like people forget how the wrestling business works.
Well, it's the internet wrestling community. They all share the same brain. Someone else has it, so they post stupid stuff.
Yeah,
Because the
seems like
reality is that you built these guys up like monsters. So if and when some team finally beats the Hurt Syndicate, it's meaningful. It's impactful. That is a holy shit moment that you will have either in person or watching it on television when that belt eventually transfers to another team. The first thing you're gonna say is, "Oh shit, I can't believe they made him lose."
The other thing is, the moment they lose that belt, they're going to be singles wrestlers again
Oh yeah,
because they still got a story to tell down the line with Swerve and Bobby Lashley.
yeah. Or Swerve
and you know
Benjamin.
what that may be? It may be after Swerve wins this unified title.
Yeah,
Because if I'm AEW, I'm having Swerve beat Okada as soon as possible.
yeah. So let's talk about Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle has come out and has asked the internet wrestling community, whew, if anyone has footage of the last match of Owen Hart. Now, Owen Hart, of course, we love Owen.
Well, it's not necessarily a last match; it's a dark match.
It was a dark match, but technically it is his last match
Was that?
because Owen died getting into the ring. He didn't actually wrestle that match. So his last match was a dark match against Kurt Angle in which Kurt Angle lost to Owen. And so he's asking anybody if they have that footage. Now, here's
The other
my
match they're looking for is Hulk Hogan versus Jake the Snake,
yes.
where I think it's the Snake Pit where Jake is getting a better response than Hogan, so they kibosh the whole thing.
Yeah. Here's the thing. And the reason why I'm questioning whether or not WWE actually has this video because WWE taped everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Whether it's promos, matches on TV, or live matches.
Or just
At
people
the
walking
live-
around backstage.
Yeah. I know they have this footage. So I think if Kurt Angle should focus on asking anyone, it should be WWE. Because I know how big that tape library is.
The WWE Vault has released a statement saying they don't have it,
I don't believe it.
and that they also mentioned the Jake the Snake and Hogan thing.
Yeah, I don't believe it. They taped everything.
The,
They don't have it.
the one-
They don't have it until like a massive like anniversary of the match, and like 25 years ago. Here's the tape.
I mean,
I find it hard to. I can believe possibly the Owen and Kurt Angle because it's a dark match, but this Jake the Snake and Hogan thing, there's no way they don't have this.
they have sat on their hands and have said with 1,000% certainty that they did not have the Bret Hart Tommy Gee match in their catalog for decades. When social media exploded, and the one thing that the internet wrestling community wanted was they wanted to see the match between Bret Hart and Tommy Gee. And WWE has come out and said, multiple thousands of times. We don't have it. We don't have that tape. And then miraculously it shows up in WWE's vaults? Come on.
Okay,
They got
what
it.
do you think appears first? If this is what you're adamant about, what do you think appears first? Hogan and Jake, or Owen and Angle?
Probably
Until they
Hogan.
figure a way to monetize it, nada.
Neither.
I don't think until they can figure out a way to make money off of it. I don't
I
think
think
they're
it'll
gonna-
be
I don't-
Hogan and Jake.
I think
Yeah,
they're
because,
gonna-
Both of those have Legends contracts with WWE, I would imagine.
And also, Owen is under contract technically to AEW.
Yeah, his name, image, and likeness can't be. It can't be used by WWE. So
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm interested, but yeah, I'm not buying it. By the way, speaking of Kurt Angle is going to be a commentator for Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff's abortion of a promotion called Real American Wrestling. He is going to be their commentator. He's going to be basically their JR. So, yeah.
That's a coup for them, but we'll see what they
see how good the product is.
I mean, when you can't even sell 500 tickets, that's a problem.
Well, they went to Cleveland, Ohio.
I mean, it makes sense. Hear me out. Okay? Hulk Hogan is a huge MAGA fan. Your base of people are in the Midwest. That's where a majority of his votes came from. It only makes sense that Hogan is going to go somewhere where he's not going to probably get booed. And that's going to be in Ohio. Because Cleveland is kind of that wonky gray state where it's not blue, it's not really red, it's just kind of blended in the
It's
middle.
purple.
Yeah, it's purple. Yeah, it's essentially, it's Prince.
It's the purple nurple state.
Yeah. So it makes kind of sense to go into Ohio. I wouldn't have gone to Cleveland because Cleveland voted blue in the last election. But what I would have done is gone Solon, go to a smaller location where 500 people seems like a big, huge.
I'm surprised they didn't go to Florida.
Yeah, I'm
Makes
kind of
more
surprised too. But that's neither here nor there. I just find it weird that I think this is their last attempt to seem like they're relevant in the project that they're bringing. Because if you think for 1 second this isn't orchestrated and planned out, you're insane. There's nothing real about this wrestling. It is
Well,
going to be.
It's
gonna be
very
free to
similar
play.
to Control Your Narrative. That was
bullshit.
lots of hype around this thing. And
This is
then-
going to end up on Vince
Guys came
McMahon's.
out and said that.
This is going to end up on Vince McMahon's streaming platform. Watch.
Oh God. Well, at least until he gets arrested. So
So that's what the company that Vince started is. It's a streaming platform.
No, that's just my guess at it.
Oh, okay.
So I want to talk about two other things really quick. I want to talk about Jesse the Body Ventura. If you notice from the May edition of Saturday Night's Main Event to the July version of Saturday Night Main, you were kind of wondering, hey, why is Jesse the Body Ventura not really there on the July edition of Saturday Night's Main Event? I'll tell you why. Apparently TKO had a problem with him sandbagging, bitching and moaning and complaining about the steel cage and talking about how it wasn't like that when I was wrestling.
That was the best part of that show.
It was the best part of that whole show. You can't give Jesse the Body Ventura a mic and not expect for him to just kind of go off record. It doesn't. He's not a shrill. I mean, this is a guy who went into the state assembly for Minnesota well after he was the governor talking about legalizing medical and recreational cannabis. They gave him 5 minutes. He went on a 35-minute tirade about the benefits of cannabis, especially medical. For those who don't know, his beautiful wife, Jan, has horrible seizures. And the only way she can control her seizures was through cannabis, medical marijuana. So he is a huge advocate for the legalization of cannabis, which is great because it helped his wife. She had almost no issues with her seizures.
I would have loved to heard Jesse the Body Ventura talk about the injury to Seth Rollins. I would have loved to hear him talk about Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
I would have loved that. Like that, I think they dropped the ball
Oh yeah.
trying to protect what they want what they want it to sound like.
Well, and the thing is, Jesse the Body Ventura doesn't give a shit about anything. Like, he doesn't. Like, he's going to tell you how it is. I mean, this is a man who got fired from WWE for trying to unionize them to help the boys. And it wasn't Vince who went after him. Hogan ratted him out.
Yeah.
But he wanted to help the boys. And that's the important thing to remember is you have corporate stooges, and then you have Jesse the Body Ventura. He is the every guy who wants to help the every man in the wrestling business.
I like that conspiracy show he had. It was interesting.
Oh,
Follow
it's
the money.
insane. It is. Go on YouTube, boys and girls, and just type in Jesse the Body Ventura conspiracy theories and enjoy the ride. Because some of them are legit, but some of them are so freaking out there.
The
You
Lizard
think
Man
you were
one
high.
was pretty good.
Yeah, you would think you're high listening to some of the shenanigans that comes
Wait,
out of this man's
you
mouth.
mean all the government people are lizard people? Isn't true?
It's really quickly. It's a scam to sell books, sell merchandise.
It's the Time Life books that they sold in the 80s, like Ancient Aliens and all that, the Time Life books. Yeah. My grandfather, I love him to death, but that man could hook onto a conspiracy theory and drag it to hell. How bad? He bought all those books. He is like sure about this and that and Dark State and it's hilarious. I wish I recorded him because it's bonkers. Like he makes Jesse the Body Ventura look like a poet laureate.
So
That's a lot.
according to him, did we land on the moon?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. He's also not a flat earther. I want to get that out of the way. There's some things Jesse the Body Ventura is crazy about. He is not one who believes the earth is flat. Just saying. So I want to talk about SmackDown last night, or Friday night. We ended the show with the contract signing between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. John Cena comes to the ring, sits down at the table to sign a contract and says, "Not so fast. I'm shooting a movie for Netflix. Netflix knows this. WWE knows it. TKO knows it. I'm not going to be able to be at SummerSlam." And does it in a very face way. He apologizes to the crowd. "I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to be at SummerSlam. I'm not going to do it." And then Cody Rhodes, something broke in his brain. He goes full heel. He butts Cena. He chases Cena down the aisle, brings him back to the ring, puts him through a table, and then grabs him by the shirt and says, "Guess what? It's a street match. It's a street fight match at SummerSlam." Is this the time we see the double turn? Cena goes face, Cody Rhodes goes heel, and Cody Rhodes possibly wins.
If they did, it would be the dumbest thing they could do. I mean, Cena's around for 5 more months.
Yeah.
Cody is your undisputed #1 white meat babyface who sells the most merch in the company. It would be really dumb to turn him heel.
I
I-
don't.
Yeah,
I don't think the time is right to turn Cody heel. I think um, eventually you do,
Yeah.
but not anytime soon here.
The whole story about SmackDown was Cody had one too many Terramanas with The Rock, and he was just a little drunk and went a little crazy, okay? That's all that was.
I say this because there have been stories coming out that the higher ups in WWE are now starting to focus on 3 people who are going to be the future of WWE. They are Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu, Rhea Ripley. They are your so-called handing of the baton or
The
grabbing.
next stars.
Yeah, they are going to be your next.
Rhea is already the current star.
Thank you. I've been saying that for a while.
I love Rhea. Like just how just her smile alone
Yeah.
is brings it viewers.
I like the pictures and videos that are coming out when people meet her in real life where they're posing with Rhea, and off in the corner, you can barely see him, is Buddy Murphy holding her purse or holding shopping bags and just kind of looking super dejected. Like, he looks so sad. He's like, yeah, I'm Rhea Ripley's husband. I'm just going to hold her bags while all this happens. So,
He's like, I'm injured in AEW.
yeah. But here's the thing. I know you guys are against it, but I am actually for Cody Rhodes becoming your newest big heel. Because the reality is that Seth Rollins' heel run is not the same as it was when he had the robbery of the century, when he took the belt, the heist of the century. I don't feel like his heel run right now is all that great. I think Breaker and what's his face, Bronson Reed, and even going as far as saying Paul Heyman are not helping him. I think in all reality, I think they hurt him more than it helps him at this point. I think the WWE needs a solid heel, like a guy you just don't like. And it's not going to be The Rock, because The Rock is not really involved with WWE outside of being on the board. He's not there every week. He's not pumping out a promo every 3 weeks or whatever. Like, it's not there. And
So prediction: Seth Rollins not only cashes in on CM Punk at SummerSlam,
yeah,
CM Punk chases all the way to WrestleMania, where he wins the title off of Seth Rollins.
I don't think so.
That's my prediction.
What I would do is give Braun Breaker the Batista treatment. He wins the Rumble and turns on Seth, wins
Yeah.
the title at Mania.
There,
Especially
that
if
would,
the story
that
is
would be the
true.
smart move, but they're not going to do it because they got all this money on CM Punk and this Seth Rollins feud.
yeah,
I
but
think
at
that
some
potentially
point,
a
That
next
doesn't
year
need
thing.
a title, though.
there's
I think
more-
it's too soon to build that up, in my opinion.
there's going to come a time. It could happen before SummerSlam or from SummerSlam to WrestleMania, where CM Punk's going to open his mouth and insert his foot. Because that's CM Punk. CM Punk is going to say or do something that is going to piss off TKO. And they are going to sideline his ass or fire him for it. Because it just doesn't work. CM Punk is not CM Punk from 10 years ago. This is a guy who doesn't have the stroke to be a good, decent face or a good, decent heel. And I think, in all honesty, like, I love Cody Rhodes' face run, but it's the same shit every day. Every Monday, every Friday, every PLE, it's the same. He overcomes the odds and gets victory. It's boring. Like it's not believable for him to chase anything anymore. It just isn't. We witnessed 2 years of him chasing Roman Reigns, and it was a beautiful payoff. And then I think at that point, WWE was like, well, what the hell do we do now? Like, how much bigger can we make Cody Rhodes? You can't. He's at the pinnacle of his position right now as a face. Turn him heel. Let's see what he can do as a heel. Because I can tell you this, my opinion, he's way better as a heel than he ever has been as a face. His heel run in the Indies and in New Japan was brilliant.
I loved him as a heel in New Japan, even when he was part of the babyface Bullet Club.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah. And for him to take that persona and bring it to BTE was even more brilliant, because you really got a more evolved, more three-dimensional Cody Rhodes as a heel.
I've never understood how he stayed the American Nightmare for so long as a babyface. Like, they just don't go together.
Well, when you get a tattoo of your logo on your neck, you got no choice at that point. That's beyond coming back from that. I mean, you tattoo yourself, brother. You kind of branded yourself as the American Nightmare. Face or heel, you have no choice. But I think, in all honesty, like, I would really like to see a Cody Rhodes heel turn at SummerSlam. And not even intentionally.
I think it's too soon. But if you do eventually do this Cody turn,
Yeah.
you need to get rid of that hideous blonde hair.
Yeah, go back to the brown.
Yeah.
Go back to your natural hair color, because that shit can't be good for your hair. That's how I lost all mine. All that dye looked like Eminem.
He used to dye his hair blonde. That's what happened. Don't. This is a
Don't do
cautionary
it
tale.
anymore. Don't do it. I mean, to be honest with you, like, I would like to see a John Cena version of Cody Rhodes. I don't care about anything but me. Period. I think it's brilliant.
I think the moment those sales start to drop on his merch, you keep an eye on that, and then you turn him heel.
I guarantee you, he sells more as a heel than he would as a face. Like, maybe your kids won't buy his merch, but you know
You know what Cody should do when he turns heel?
Yeah.
Bring in, like, a riff off of, like, NWO or Bullet Club.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he should do.
Yeah.
They have enough people there.
Yeah.
With the ties to Bullet Club.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
they have, like,
you got to think of a cool name. Don't
not the club.
Don't call it Bullets.
It
Brand
should
new
be
name.
something inspired by, like, the NWO or the Bullet Club.
Yeah. I think it would be brilliant. To me, you're giving him more creativity as a heel than you would as a face. Faces only have one job. I have to get from A to B, and I don't break the rules. The only job a villain has, regardless of whether you win or lose, is your job is to screw over the face at every turn.
And when you make him a heel,
Yeah.
you bring in Brandy to get the booze too.
No. Like, it's simple. Like, just do it. Just pull the trigger. Because right now, your A-level storytelling right now is stale as hell. Cena's not moving needles. People, I think, are getting sick and tired of watching Cody Rhodes chase for belts, because it's the same. You have Rollins, who I think is not doing a heel's job.
And now you have the Bloodline in the mid-card.
There you go. You got the Bloodline in the mid card.
They're not even the Bloodline anymore.
Yeah, they're the My Family tree.
All intents and purposes, it's the Bloodline.
Yeah. And you have Roman Reigns, who's back, but in what capacity? Because he's focused on CM Punk, and he'll be focused on Rollins and all this other jazz. Like, Roman Reigns is not going to be a heel.
It seems like we have a lot to talk about on a SummerSlam pre-show.
Yeah, we do. So, next week, we're doing our power rankings, correct?
Yes, and I'll be here to make sure y'all are right.
Is there enough room to do power ranking? It's not quite the month. Isn't quite over.
Yeah, it is. What are you talking
Well,
about?
Is it?
after next Sunday is the 27th. Then there's a Raw and a Dynamite left in the month.
I think we can do the power rankings early. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because we can't push it off to the following week because that's SummerSlam. And we have to talk
Yes,
about
that's right. So we
Yeah,
got to
'cause-
do it. We got to
yeah.
do it 3 days early. There you
Yeah,
go.
because the 27th is a Sunday, and then next Sunday would be the 3rd of August, and that's SummerSlam.
which is night 2 of SummerSlam.
Yeah,
So yeah, next week we're gonna do our power rankings.
I'm
Glad
drunk
we
with
talked
power.
about this. Yeah.
I'm drunk with power. I'm just telling you right now. I'm gonna screw it up for everybody.
I
You
know
like
you
to
did
see
it.
what my
You
power
did
is.
it 2 months ago.
he was mad. EV Joe was mad that Will Ospreay was not in the power rankings.
Hey, that's what you get for not being on the show, Joe.
I'm sorry. I have fatherly things to do. Okay.
I mean, I will die on this hill. Osprey has no belt, and now he's gone. We don't know when he's coming back.
I don't know if Ospreay even makes it on the power rankings.
Oh, no.
But
Even
EV
if he's
Joe
my
may
first pick, he's making it just for screwing him out the month before, and then the month before that, making him number 2 instead of number 1 when he should have been.
Maybe. All right, guys, that's the end of our show, which means now I gotta hawk a whole bunch of stuff on you. All those links below. Get on your clickety-clacky keyboard. Go ahead and connect with us. One of the links leads all to our social media. Our Facebook, our X, our Instagram, our YouTube. It leads everywhere. Second link is to DraftKings. Bet $5, get $150 back. It helps the show. So when you sign up for DraftKings and you're making buku
using our link, of course.
Yeah, use our link. It goes right and helps us. Now, the third link is kind of a YouTube level link. You can join our YouTube fandom and be like a manager and all this. You can help.
You help sponsor the show, pretty much.
Yeah, help sponsor the show. Be a sponsor. Everybody needs a sponsor. So, now, if you want to show the world how much you love AFW, how much you love our podcast, how you can't get enough, you want to tell the world about it, simple. Don't go walking up to a person and start screaming, you need to watch the AFW network on YouTube. That may work, but wear a shirt, like that shirt right there. Sharpshooter action. ProWrestlingTees.com/effing wrestling. Get all of your effing wrestling gear. We got all kinds of shirts.
I got my Red Flag Society coming. My Red Flag Society shirt coming.
We have a Red Flag Society, which the JFB is one of the leaders of gaining red flags, which I'm proud of. But that's the way to help the show. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/effing wrestling. Get all your wrestling gear directly from us. Helps us out at the end. That's what it's all about, keeping us on the air. So, on behalf of Canada Dry, on behalf of EVP Joe, I am the JFB.
And sometimes in life, you get knocked flat on your ass. Stuff happens and you're depressed, you're down. The important thing is, even though you're down, it's okay. But it's not okay to stay there. You got to climb out of that hole. You got to reach out to your friends, your family, your community. You reach out to us. We'll help pick you up, dust you off, put one foot in front of the other, raise your fist in the air, put the devil in a sharpshooter, and just keep fighting. This is